Good morning, y'all. So it is the next morning. I have several things I need to hurry up and get done this morning because we're going to take a road trip to my hometown today. So I've been mentioning to you all over the past few years, I have several plants that I want to divide. So we're going to do that today. I also have a hydrangea in my backyard that I want to remove, and we're going to be transplanting that at one of my family friends' house today. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to work because your girl got to get on the road. All right, so first things first, I definitely want to go ahead and clean up around this daylily, and we are finally going to divide this, y'all. This is actually 3 daylilies that I planted in a clump 6 or 7 years ago, so definitely want to go ahead and divide that. I'm going to be taking some of that to my family friend, and then just going to do a slight cleanup here. I'm not going to clean the full bed because I don't have time right now, but I just want to at least get like the major weeds pulled. So let's go ahead, set up, and get to work.
Leaving this place, the sun's about to break. You're riding shotgun. The feeling we chase. I'm wide awake. Take me away now.
All right, daylily looks much better. Now I can see how much I'm working with to divide. Let me go ahead really quickly and clean up over this little corner section here, and then we'll get to dividing.
I won't go down the same old path again now. No, I've been running out of air, so let me catch my breath.
All right, y'all, so I got this entire corner all pulled. I feel so much better about it, but y'all know I can't help myself. When I start cleaning, I've got to clean the entire area. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out my begonias from the front border, and then we'll get to dividing.
It's making me crazy. If I'm having a good time, don't you blame me. Yeah, this feeling I've got's making me crazy. Making me crazy. So I'm just gonna drive.
All right, front border has been pulled. I still have my verbena in the front there and my impatiens. Gonna leave those for now. Let's go ahead and dig up the daylily clumps, and I need to find a pot to put them in. Actually, I might be able to get 4 clumps out of this, I think. Let's see.
I'm just gonna drive.
All right, so I left about 1/3 of the plant, which I think it'll have plenty of room to spread out over the next few years or so. And here are the 2 clumps that I dug up. The one on the left is a little bit smaller. The one on the right, I definitely have room to divide into possibly another double or a third. So we'll see once I get to his house, the placement. But let's move on to the backyard because I have a ton of plants back there I need to dig up. All right, y'all, so now we are in my backyard bay window bed. Ton of cleanup that needs to be done in this bed, but not today. Today's focus, I'm going to be dividing this daylily here. I think this one is called Rainbow Rhythm. It has been in this bed, in this spot, I think 6 years, y'all. It's been here the longest. Y'all know I like to move stuff around in my garden. So I'm going to divide this. I do have a huge spider web right above it. I have a wolf spider. If you guys don't know what a wolf spider is, welcome to North Carolina. This time of year, we get wolf spiders. Y'all see that there? I'm not going to disturb the web, okay? So I do need to trim up my limelight hydrangea tree just a little bit, just to get the branches out of my way, and then we'll get to dividing. There, that should give me enough room to work, and we will come in and do the rest of my cleanup in another video. So let me go ahead and get this daylily cleaned up, and we'll divide this one. Gotta pull the weed, y'all. Take it. So I am going to go ahead and pull these because as you guys can see, they are setting seed. I don't want those seeds to drop and create more weeds, so I'm going to pull them before the seeds drop. Drip running right through the plant. Perfect place to divide it. So we got 2 good clumps of this rainbow rhythm daylily. The last plant I want to dig out is my hydrangea. Let's do it. All right, y'all. So we are in my back shade garden. This is a pufferfish hydrangea that I planted 2 years ago now. This is its 2nd season, and as you guys can see, I just can't with the flop. So we're going to first cut this back. I'm going to be digging this out, and I'm going to transplant it at my friend's house. Exactly 8 minutes and hydrangea is pruned. Let's go ahead and get it out of this space. All right, on 3. 1, 6 minutes. Not too bad. All right, pufferfish hydrangea has been removed, and I already feel so much better just having that one hydrangea out of this space. I felt like it was just crowding the area way too much. So we'll come in with something a little bit smaller. I'm also going to be removing my 2 lemon lace elderberries. Y'all know I've been talking about that for the past couple years. It's happening. Okay, I'm ready. But I did try to pull out most of the roots. So as we know, hydrangea's root balls spread more wide than they do deep. So I really wanted to loosen up the perimeter roots. So I'm just going to tuck this into one of these big containers over here. It is going to be bare root for a couple of hours, but it's okay. We're going to make sure it stays nice and hydrated. We also cut back all of its blooms so it can focus its energy on producing nice strong roots. And I will come back and clean up all this mess tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get it in the pot. Oh boy. See if I can tuck the roots in. There we go. Need a wider pot though. We're gonna have to dig a nice wide hole for this. Okay, now, okay. Good thing this thing is not heavy. I really don't want to mess up these roots. We might have to use 2 pots to get this in the house. I mean, in the car. All right, let's see if these can tuck in. Okay. Good enough to get it in the car. All right, let's head to VA. All right, everyone, I have made it home to Richmond, Virginia. I am actually at a family friend's house. This is the house behind me we're going to be working on. I'm going to be doing a quick yard makeover. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. Sun is starting to set, so I'm gonna give myself 2 hours to get this done. Let's get to work. All right, you guys, so here is the area we are going to be focusing on today. I will be doing some other areas later on next spring, but we're going to get the front looking nice and pretty and ready for spring next season. So we're starting off with these gorgeous hollies back here. I love the evergreen backdrop. Y'all already know that is my zhish. So we'll just come in, give those a nice slight haircut, pull some of the weeds that are starting to grow up in them. We are going to be removing the timbers that are laying here lining the bed, and we're going to come in, redefine a nice soft meandering curve for this bed. I'm so excited for it. But what my vision is to have the evergreens as a nice green backdrop. I spoke to the owner and he really wants some pop of color. He feels like this is so boring. So we're going to come in with some nice hydrangeas, some perennials, and then I'm also going to leave an area for him to tuck in some annuals if he'd like to as well. So here is the edging we are going to be using today. You guys have seen I use this in most of my videos. So we're going to define the curves with this first. We do need to go to the store and get some pegs, and then let me show you guys the plants that I brought from home. All right, so here is the collection of plants that I am gifting him from my yard. This right here is the pufferfish that you guys saw I dug out of my backyard garden. Going to get this planted as one of the anchor points. I am probably going to give this one a slight trim because literally, y'all, I just cut it back so I could get it out the ground, so it has not been shaped yet. So we'll do that once I get it planted. I also have 2 clumps of daylilies. This one here blooms peach, and then this one here is the rainbow rhythm that is pink and purple. So depending on placement, we may divide these a little bit more so they can fill out as the seasons progress over the years. I also have a nice little Shasta daisy here. I think this one is banana cream 2, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, y'all. I got this off of clearance several months back, so we'll see what it does when it blooms. And then this right here is another hydrangea. This one is a little quick fire. It is by Proven Winners. It gets about 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, and I love the color on this. Like, look at that. Fire red. I've gone ahead and trimmed it back for the season just so things can focus on putting out nice, strong roots, and then it can focus on producing next season. Last but not least, I have a hydrangea here. You guys saw I got this one on clearance from, I think, Walmart for $7. I cut it back. It has regrown. I've got some weeds I need to come in and pull out of here. But we're going to get this planted as well. This has some gorgeous dark leaf foliage for some contrast with a pretty pink bloom. So those are all the plants that I brought from my house. We are still waiting on my sister to arrive. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start laying out the design for the border edging so we'll know exactly how many pins we need to go to the store and get. All right, you guys, so this is what we decided on for the outline of the bed. I'm really happy with this shape. So basically we're going to continue off from where his sidewalk is. I did a nice slight meandering curve so that it's easy for him to still be able to bring the mower around, and then we're going to do a nice ring over on this side, and where you see this clump here, that is where the hydrangea is going. So since that one has been exposed bare root for more than 3 hours now, we're gonna go ahead and dig that, get that in the ground, and then we'll head into the store. But I'm loving the space here. This is gonna look so good when it's done. I'm thinking right here, so we need to dig around. I can tuck these under, but just pretty much around the exterior. It doesn't need to be really deep because their roots spread out more wide than deep.
Okay.
So what I was just explaining, he's going to go ahead and dig out the hole. I did advise to dig the hole more wide than shallow because, again, hydrangea roots spread out more than they dig deep into the ground. So we're going to make this a nice wide, shallow hole. Go ahead and fill this in, give it a nice soak, and then I'm going to go ahead and work on placement on the other plants. Straight up and down?
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
Good.
Alright, so now I need the garden soil to backfill it. To plant that. All right, hydrangea is in the ground. We're going to give it a nice drink, and we'll probably will water it a second time after we get the other ones in the ground. I'm going to let him soak that real good because, again, it has been exposed for about 3 hours. All right, next plant we're going to get in the ground is the eclipse hydrangea. This one I actually got off of clearance for $7, and it was like completely bald. I cut it all the way down to like here, and through all this just this season.
Oh man.
So it should be really pretty next year. Get some weeds out of here. And I'll use some of this to backfill. Parts that don't have no grass in it.
So is topsoil good? Or you have to use garden soil?
I like to use garden soil. Topsoil is more so if you're not planting something.
Oh, okay.
Like not growing anything. So if you're just like filling in a low area in your yard,
right,
you can use topsoil.
Oh, okay.
Garden soil has fertilizer in it.
Right.
For the plants to grow. But, I mean, you can use it. It's just you would have to fertilize more.
Oh, okay.
And you can top it off with some garden soil and water that one in. Should be good. Feel that one. Get you some nice moist soil. All right, next up, Shasta Daisy is going to go right here on the corner. right, you guys, so we got all of the plants that I brought in the ground. They are watered in. We are now going to take a break, head to Lowe's. We need to go pick up one more hydrangea to put in an empty spot, see what type of low perennials we can find, and then also some pegs to pound in the edging. So we'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, so we are looking for some evergreen interest and some hydrangeas, which I don't think we're going to have any luck with hydrangeas just because they are out of season, but got some evergreens over here. Baby blue cypress. Oh, they've got some blue stars. Well, they've got blue rug juniper. Let's see if we can find the blue stars. I'd rather have that one than the rug. Got some weigelas, hibiscus, lots of grasses. What is this over here? A dwarf lilac. Stay away from those. Not seeing any hydrangeas, so let's go ahead and do the pavers first. What's your preference? Concrete check. All right, you guys, so we are back at the house now. I'm going to go ahead and get the last few plants in the ground, also the new ones that we just purchased, which I'll show you guys in a second, and then we're going to start sheet mulching this bed. All right, y'all, plants are all in the ground. Let's get to cardboard. So y'all know I had to hit the clearance section. They've got some mums in clearance for $2. So I'm gonna grab a few of these just to add some fall color. They also have some pansies, but I don't know. Y'all know how I feel about pansies. So we're gonna stick with the mums. And they have white, yellow, orange, and red. The white ones turn purple. So I think we'll go with these. Ooh, y'all, they do have some hydrangeas. They only have the eclipse though. And I did plant one yesterday as the center focal point. So I'm thinking if I get one more, I can swap out the one that I planted for the panicle. So that will have even balance and symmetry. Y'all already know, I'm always preaching about that. So let me find a good one. think this one looks nice and full. Throw it in the cart. All right, let's go get the blue stars. And the blue stars. Oh, and they're nice and full too. Good morning, you guys. So we are back with day 2 of today's project. We just stopped by Lowe's and picked up a few more plants to get in the ground. But let me turn the camera around and show you guys what we got accomplished last night. All right, so here is what we were able to finish up last night. We got all of the cardboard laid out. So the next step, I'm going to go ahead and get a couple of plants in the ground, and then we'll work on the edging. So here are the last few plants we have left to get in the ground. We just picked these up this morning. So this one on the left is the Eclipse hydrangea you guys saw that I picked up from Lowe's. We did go to another Lowe's and we were able to get our hands on 2 blue star junipers. All of their perennials are half off currently. So all 3 of these were half off. And then we also got some mums in clearance for $2 a piece. So let's go ahead and get these laid out, get them in the ground, and I'll show you guys what the next step will be. Okay, so I'm thinking for my balance and symmetry, we have a Eclipse hydrangea planted right here in the center. I'm going to pop that one out and swap out the little quick fire that we have over there to make that the new focal point, and then we can put 2 Eclipse hydrangeas on either end. Let's do it.
We've been driving around, singing songs way too loud because we wanna. Picking up a lot of friends, fill up the car till it bends because we wanna. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else. We came to party all night long, and we don't need no chaperone. We don't need nobody's attention, yeah, we just wanna dance on our own. We came to party all night long and sing along to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our
All right, pavers are all cemented in. I painted a nice thick wall along the backside. Time to mist. Oh, they're pretty when they're rinsed off. right, you guys, the front bed is all done. Let me turn the camera around and show y'all what it looks like. So here it is. Doesn't it look so pretty? I am so obsessed with how everything turned out. So really quickly, I'm going to walk you through everything that we planted. Over here on the far corner, this is a pufferfish hydrangea that I dug up from my yard. This one will fill in this entire corner space here. We do plan on coming in next spring to finish off the bed going down this side of his house, so just ignore that. But this, when it fills out, you guys, y'all saw how big it was in my yard before I dug it out and cut it down. This will fill in this entire corner with some gorgeous big white blooms. And then beside that, I have 3 daylilies planted here. This one on the end blooms peach. The one in the center is the rainbow rhythm. It blooms pink and purple. And then this one is another clump of the peach. So we have a little trio going on here. Over here beside that, we have an eclipse hydrangea. This one will have that nice dark leaf foliage, as you guys can see here. This is the one that we just purchased this morning from Lowe's, and it'll have some nice deep magenta blooms in the summertime. Down in front, we popped in some of the mums. These are white blooming mums. I picked up 5 of them, and I love that these eventually will turn purple, as you guys can see here as well. So these are perennial. They'll come back for 1 season at least. Sometimes they'll come back for multiple seasons, so we shall see next spring. And then also to anchor this bed, because again, everything that I've showed you guys so far that we planted in this bed is deciduous. So in the wintertime, all he would have to look at is the evergreen backdrop. So I did tuck in a couple of evergreens here. We've got 2 blue star junipers just to add a pop of blue, and then also add some evergreen interest. In the center, the focal point is going to be this little quick fire hydrangea. This one does get about 3 by 5, so it'll fill in this entire space eventually with some nice bright white blooms, and they'll eventually fade to that gorgeous pink color. And then in front of that, I did a trio of the salvia. Let me grab the tag of that one for y'all. By the way, I'm so sorry about the wind, y'all. I don't have my mic today. I forgot to bring it up from North Carolina with me, and it's super windy. We're also expecting rain a little bit later today. But anywho, here's a look at the tag for y'all. It is Perfect Profusion Salvia. It is by Proven Winners, takes full sun. It has a nice silvery lavender bloom to it. And this one gets about 16 to 20 inches tall and wide, hardy zones 3 through 8. So that will add a nice purpley silver touch right in front of the hydrangea here. Again, we've got the white mums, and then another blue star juniper to add some evergreen interest. Behind that, that is another clump of the peach blooming daylily. So y'all saw how big the daylilies get in my yard. It will fill in this entire room. I intentionally spaced things out and planted them with growth in mind, so we still have room for things to fill out. We also still have room to tuck in a few more perennials if he decides as well. Over here we have another eclipse hydrangea to anchor this corner with the pink blooms, and then another mum. This is one of the clumps of the rainbow rhythm, I believe. I might have these two confused. I think this is the rainbow rhythm. So pink and purple here. And then last but not least, to cap off the end, I have my Shasta Daisy. This one is Banana Cream 2. This one will fill in this entire area right here, y'all. I think this bed is going to be so gorgeous next spring. I will definitely come back and give you guys updates, as I always promise. I also came through and gave the hedges a trimming here, and y'all, as I was trimming, I noticed this one right here is actually a boxwood tucked in. It is not a holly. Kind of throws off the whole hedge here, but it works. It fills in the space, and I think this adds so much character to the front of his house. We also came in, as you guys saw, and did the border edging here. I did cement them into the ground so they are locked in place, not going anywhere, and also no weeds can grow from the grass into the bed. So let me step back and give you guys a full view of the front of the house now. I think this bed adds so much character to the front of the house. It looks so cute and cozy, and I cannot wait to see all of the blooms once everything leaves back out in the spring. It's going to be so gorgeous. So here's the left side, and then over here on the right we also did a slight little cleanup. Did trim up the hedges. I gave a slight haircut on this rose bush here. This is a red blooming rose bush. Let me give you guys a close-up of the blooms. You see that? gorgeous blooms on this rose bush. And then he also has a couple of hostas tucked in underneath. We did also cap off the leftover mulch that we had in this bed. We do have plans to come in and take up these timbers and then continue with the same pavers that we had on this side and make a nice soft curve going around the right of the house. But y'all, I think this looks so good. Everything turned out so well, and he said that he loves it. So I'm happy, he's happy. I hope you all loved it as well. I'll insert the before. And now here is the after. I think it looks so good. It adds so much to the front of the house. And here is the view from this angle. It just adds so much. Just adding some soft curves to the front of the house. It just looks so good, y'all. So the wind just would not let me be great. So voiceover it is. As we were discussing future design plans, I suggested that he just let all the hollies grow together so that the hedge will be one uniform shape. Also remove the boxwood so that that section can grow together as well. He has plenty of room to come in with some annuals, perennials, maybe even some spring bulbs. And he'll also be adding some landscape lighting as well. So I'll be sure to give you guys some updates as the seasons progress over the years. Thank you again so much for watching this video. I hope you found it inspirational as always. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.